Attention, this is a special report related to an astrological event happening today, Sunday, September 7th, 2025, and you want to be aware of this. We are having a lunar eclipse at 2:08 p.m. Eastern Time at 15 degrees of Pisces. It's not going to be visible here in the United States, but if you live in Europe or Asia, you'll have a bird's eye view. So why are eclipses so important? They pack a lot of energy. A full moon by itself brings opportunities and the ability to release things, and they're powerful on their own. The effects generally last about 1 to 2 weeks after a regular full moon, but when we have an eclipse, those effects linger, and they could last up to 6 months. So what does this mean for you, and why should you care? First off, because the full moon is happening inside of Pisces, it's bringing together this cycle of completion, specifically related to where you draw your boundaries. Pisces is about dissolving boundaries. It can help you move past some limitations or boundaries that you've either imposed yourself or have been imposed by others. So you might end up releasing some baggage that you've been carrying around for a really long time. Maybe letting go of a grudge, maybe releasing some old ideas that have been self-limiting, that have been keeping you from moving in a particular direction that you want to move in. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So when things happen in that sign, it's about bringing everything up for you to examine and helping you step back and look at, well, yeah, this works, this doesn't work, I need to stop doing that and let it go. All right, that's all great stuff, and that's happening. In addition, we have 2 other 3-planet combinations that are happening that will also stamp that energy into this eclipse so that it lingers for months ahead, and you have the ability to work with it. The first of those combinations consists of the planets Venus, Saturn, and Neptune. These planets prompt you to seek out genuine relationships. Looking for people, whether it's for a platonic or a romantic relationship, that are the real deal. So you may be in a relationship now where you're sick and tired of just the surface level glitz and glamour, and you may be growing tired of it. Well, this cycle might be a kickoff for you to say, you know what? I need something real. Yeah, jet setting around the world is great, and the dinner's out, and attending major events, and really riding the high life. That's all fun, but that's not feeding me at a soulful level. So it may bring up some questions related to existing relationships that you may want to let go of. The second combination involves Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and these have all been aspecting for a while. These are slow-moving planets. These are not new as far as the energy that's being created, but because it's happening during the eclipse, it's like they get a turbo charge of energy. And these planets are about pursuing things that are transpersonal, things that are inspirational, motivational, that can help take you from where you are to where you want to be, and also inspire others along the way. Again, this aspect has been here for a while, but what this full moon does is bring things to a culmination so that you can see where you may need to channel your effort and energy. Now, a full moon is not a time to start something new. It's a time to appreciate cycles that have come full circle and to completion. It's also a time to release things that are no longer working for you. So here's what I would suggest for you today. I'd take a few moments to ask yourself, how are things working in my relationship department? Are things good? Do they need a recalibration? Do I maybe need to let go and start over? In addition, what projects or activities or initiatives have you been working on that have this transpersonal quality, that are inspiring, and that might even have a bit of a youthful component to them? Check in to see where you're at. Have you been doing any of that work? If you haven't, today's probably not the day to start, but it puts it on your radar that you may need to recalibrate where you're spending your time with regards to projects and activities that are truly important to you rather than getting stuck on the treadmill. A lot going on. I could speak about this for probably 2 hours, but the idea is take advantage of this eclipse. We have a partial solar eclipse happening later in the month on September 21st. We'll talk about that when the time gets closer. And lastly, if you have placements in the sign of Pisces, expect to feel this full moon more intensely than other folks. Why? Because that section of your chart is going to get hit with a lot of energy today, and it could make you a bit more emotional. It could make you a little bit more sensitive. It's all about the energy. And for those with a lot of this Pisces energy, you're going to feel it more than anyone else, but we all get to experience this at a collective level. Again, there was a lot to unpack here. If you got questions, by all means, leave them in the comments. If you found this helpful, please consider hitting that repost button. It helps me more than you'll ever know. And lastly, if you like my style of drama-free astrology, then like and follow for more. I'll see you tomorrow.